This is the ghost of Dusty Rhodes telling you it's October. That means it's spooky time. And you're listening to Bastard Net. Bastard Net is where bastards do entertaining shit. This is Bobby.
Hello, Bobby.
Oh, hello, Fuchsia.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
howdy.
What's up?
Oh, not much.
Cool. Been in the Gamma sector fighting in the Pepperidge Farm Wars. It's been really exciting.
That sounds like it. So, look, I gotta be honest. I have something to say to you.
Oh, yeah? It's not that god-awful Godzilla trash you've been spouting, is it? You ruined dinner the other night.
Well,
God damn it.
well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Fuchsia. I really am, but a man's got to do what a man's got to do. And I started this journey, and I got to finish this journey. The Crimson Way, Part 3.
Oh,
Oh
God,
not
not again. Oh,
Wolf claws raked down trembling scales as crimson hips were gripped. The sudden force backwards plummeting the knot past the wet, straining ring of the Godzilla's cum-weaving anus with a meteor impact as the tremendous vein cock made sloshing impact into bloated cum-churning belly. With a billowing gasp, Crimson without the built-up frustration of his tormented mind and his own ferociously growing urge. Howling with a shame-forgotten cry of orgasmic delight as bucking hips thrusted together. Crimson's eyes rolling as a shivering orgasm ran from the drooling tip of his lips down until releasing from between trembling legs and presenting ass up. The Godzilla, with over an arm's length of knotted cock, heaved in his position as his hips rolled and his own body twitching orgasm began. His first glossy pearl-white string of cum impacted the earth like a missile strike. A sinkhole cratered into the ground by the first orgasmic thrust down, and then the bombardment began the rain of platinum white ropes. Vicious primal howling lust bellowed from two beasts as their orgasmic wailing bent trees around them from the sheer volume and ferocity of their coupling. Glittering solid white robes as flawless as brilliant pearls launched in rhythmic robes from the Godzilla's swaying cock. A forming milky white lake roared and splashed with the constant explosive additions to its growing mass. With a final steam-blowing gasp, the Godzilla finished his flooding orgasm with a final shooting rope. But the growth of this glistening white lake beneath them was far from over, as the pleasure racked up again with a full and flooding pop. As soon as Crimson thought he was done with the one orgasm, another one threatened the edges of delight, as a ferocious tugging bulged and stretched at his straining anus, which yawned open with a final flooding sloppy pop. Metric tons upon metric tons of syrup-thick platinum-white fluid exploded out of the unknotting struggle, and wailing cries came from Crimson as the lubricating glands wringing his anal rim, which had made his penetration so easy at its beginning, pulled on his oversensitive nerves like a tuning fork as pulsing waves of passion went thundering up his spine. The closest he could ever feel to a female orgasm lowered his chest as he rested on his elbows and wailed with the first one and then second coming, not from this werewolf kaiju. Whatever evolutionary path this monster took, it seemed to have blessed them with a twin set of excruciating knots, one before the other, and if the first one came free with a torrential waterfall, the second one was apocalyptic in its unleashing flood. A fever-like shivering ran through the Godzilla as a solid building thick rope erupted from his crater-stretched anus and splashed into the forming lake beneath him with an impact that could reach 10 stories. Crimson's wailing stirred with a mixture of excruciating shame and embarrassing delight, as glug after glug still sloshed out of him, raising the lake he was now resting in, as struggling full-lung gasps trailed from the Godzilla's throat. The unleashing apocalypse of come from the Godzilla's cratered gaping ass was not the only thing sliding from deep within violated bowels. From a death grip that would have drawn blood from anybody else, the werewolf kaiju pulled from his breaded bitch with a salivating moan of primal satisfaction. Drooling over the Godzilla as further the terrifying length of his cock kept sliding from Crimson's gaping, ruined rim, with vast distance between walls and retreating phallus. Finally, the flaring crown of the forest beast's cock revealed itself after almost over a forearm's length of violating depth. The vein-coated monstrosity now pulled free could only be described in the words of furious, and as it throbbing, pulsed with engorged blood and primal hunger for carnal satisfaction. Something it could only communicate with a further flurry of spasms as the beast thrusted up the Godzilla's tail and climaxed once more with the remnants of centuries of breeding instincts. Trails of cum the length of skyscrapers painted up the Godzilla's tail as it began to sway and then fell aside as the unleashing ribbons of cum now landed over the maze of spines upon Crimson's back. Dangling balls were sucked in deep between the forest beast's legs as he finally let go of the Godzilla. He is left thoroughly bred and soon to be full of pups, only relieving his death grip to satisfy the last of his primal urge by spilling the last of his colossal libido in the form of street-flooding strings of spiderweb-like cum, trailing, dangling, and dripping from Crimson's namesake spines.
Perfect. Take that, you mother...
Well, that concludes the story, The Crimson Way. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I've alienated friendships over it. You're welcome, XWF.